The same as before, let's start the post-production process in the frame buffer. We have the highlight compress option already added, so let's add the filming layer. Increase the rich shadow option. Great, now let's turn on bloom and glare. I think it's a bit too much. I will lower the size to 8. Way better. Let's save all the passes as the EXR files. I will also create another version with less contrast, so we can use it in Photoshop later on. I will turn off filming and lower the contrast to 0.8. It's a good idea to keep the settings in the name in case you want to change the render later on. Open the images in Photoshop. I will switch the mode to 16 bits per channel. Don't merge the layers. I will actually delete the alpha channel and the normal render and drag and drop the render again. This time we're going to use the transparency option. We can see that the transparent parts are not visible, so you don't have to create a mask from the alpha channel like in the living room example. Here, I have the lower contrast version and here is the wire color. Let's select the bars tools and create a mask on the lower contrast version. Let's group everything together and change the name to render, so the file is nice and clean. I will drag and drop the background image. You will find it in your working files. Let's put it behind the render. I will make it a bit smaller. Awesome. We have to make it way brighter though. I will start by adding the white color and lowering the opacity. Next, add a little bit of brightness. I will also desaturate it a bit. I will also add a bit of blur to the background image. It looks unnaturally sharp because our image has a noticeable depth of field. Not too much. Now it matches the render way better. Here is the before and after. I'm happy with the results. Let's group this together as well. I will duplicate the low contrast version, delete the mask, and we'll get back to the folder. I will add another mask with the Alt key pressed. This way the mask will be black. Now, using the white brush, I will paint out some areas in which I want less contrast. Now, it might look a bit too dull, but later on, when we add more adjustments, it will be better. Okay, now let's move to general adjustments. I will add a bit of contrast using an S-shaped curve. Select the chairs with the Control button and fill the mask with the black color to remove them from this effect. Use Ctrl plus Backscape shortcut to fill with background color. I will select the plant vase from the wire color pass and remove it from the curves too. Awesome! Next, let's add the vignetting effect. I will select the whole image, make the selection smaller, and use the feather deselection using Shift plus F6 shortcut. We have the center of the image selected, so let's brighten it. Then, let's duplicate the layer using Ctrl plus J shortcut. Invert the mask using Ctrl plus I shortcut, and make the outside of the image darker. That's why we needed to remove some contrast from these parts before. Next, I will add a little bit of shadow to the bottom left corner. Add levels and make the image way darker. Invert the mask so it doesn't work on the whole image. I will be using gradients to add a bit of shadow here. Change the mode to screen so we can add a couple more gradients. Here's what the mask looks like. I will adjust the level settings. Let's add another level adjustment and make the image a bit darker again. This time, I will make the gradient way more sharp to imitate a shadow cast by the wall. Let's group this together. I think it helps with the composition by cropping the bottom side of the image and drawing viewers' attention towards the center of the image. Let's turn on the wire color pass and select the walls using the magic wand tool. I will make the walls more contrasty. Here is the progress so far. I think we are getting there. I will also select only the fronts from the kitchen island and make them a bit brighter. Also, I will make the bar stools a bit brighter. Not too much. Great. I will duplicate the whole process into one layer using the Ctrl plus Alt plus Shift plus E shortcut. Actually, before we do so, let's create a new layer and remove imperfections using the Remove tool. I will switch on the Remove after each stroke option. Great, way cleaner. Now duplicate the image again. Let's convert the layer to Smart Object and add noise. Go to Filter, Noise, and add noise. Let's switch to the monochromatic caption modes. Obviously, way too much. I will change it to 1%, or maybe 2%. Let's do it in between, 1.5%. This way, the background and the foreground are blended nicely. Also, it adds a bit more realism to the image. Here is the before and after. Good job! See you in the next module.